On 11th January of this year, some idiotic smug decided to talk about some of his childhood cartoons. Little did he know that on the 18th of June, he would make a sequel to that childhood video. This, ladies and gentlemen, might be the final stop. He's got a whole lot more childhood tunes to talk about, and things ain't gonna be a lot easier. So buckle your seat, grab snacks, as we'll go to our final stop, childhood cartoons video, the third one in this so-called trilogy. Godspeed, you poor souls.
Shot pizza king, can't stop these radical dudes. The secret of the ooze and the chosen few emerge from the shadows to make their move. The good guys win and the bad guys lose. Leonardo's a leader in blue, does anything it takes to get his stitches through. Donatello is a fellow, has a way with machines. Raphael's got the most attitude on the team. Michelangelo, he's one of a kind, and he knows where to find it when it's party time. That's a split inside of every single skill they need to be one lean, mean, greedy, critical team.
It's no stranger that I love TMNT. I've liked some versions more than other, but bottom line is, I've always loved TMNT. TMNT 2012 was the first TMNT cartoon for me, but also the third one after TMNT 2003. Four turtles rise up after being exposed to the mutation, that is, mutant substance. Together, while being disciplined by a rat, they must defeat the evil man Shredder and their goons. More happens as the series goes on, but that's pretty much the general idea. So, why do so many people, including myself, love this so much? Well, I can't speak for the others, but for me, I like the more obscure representations, not just for villains, but also for the other characters. Usagi Yojimbo once again makes an appearance after appearing in the 1987 cartoon and 03, but obscure characters also appear, and I find that honey. April O'Neil has also been made into a teenager instead of the usual feisty girl obsessed with news. Kinda like J.J. Jameson, but without the hate boner towards Spider-Man. The show can really be funny, and the action scenes are really excelled phenomenally, but the CGI looks odd on some of the characters, primarily the human characters. Also, Greg Sippis as Michelangelo can be annoying sometimes, and that is coming from someone whose favorite turtle is Michelangelo, but everyone else is written extremely well. Honestly, if you want a show that shows the dedication and love for the TMNT history up to that point, then this show is for you, and I still recommend it. Just because I'm saying this one is good doesn't mean that I'm putting down the other shows. Like, I'm not saying 1987 is bad, I'm not saying 03 is bad, and I'm certainly not saying Rise is bad. Just wanted to make things clear. fair, it's a no-brainer. Well, for me anyway. It goes without saying that my family absolutely loves Tom and Jerry. I mean, they go absolutely nuts for it. So, I did grow up with the classic cartoons, which I still love. But for this video, I'm gonna talk about the ones that actually aired on TV. I know the classic cartoons aired on TV. I mean, ones that were made for TV. Remember the classic cartoons? Imagine that, but with better animations, a more colorful aesthetic-ish, and then you dumped all of that with 2000. Yeah, this show loves to remind you that it was made in the 2000s. Skateboarding. There's that one Band of the Fleas episode that I'm not sure what they're parodying. Maybe it's the Beatles, maybe it's the Weezers. I don't know. What I do know is that this show is at least doing a good job being on par with the originals. If I can complain about a few things, is that some of the jokes don't land for me. Some episodes straight up have fetish, but I mostly tend to ignore those. And some of the music tend to feel samey and repetitive. But after all that, this is how you do it. This is how you bring back Tom and Jerry. So how did they screw it up in their next attempt?
God damn it!
So first of all, this show is entirely animated in Flash. Now, I could just say how horrible it looks, but I'm not. I'm just gonna say that the animators tried their best with such a limited program. Trust me, I've used Flash before. With that being said though, the jokes were kind of massacred because since the animation isn't up to par, it kind of ruins the slapstick. Combine that with writing from writers from their late 20s, obviously trying to go hip and trendy. It just doesn't end up mixing well. At all. For my money, Tom and Jerry Tales is better. I mean, heck, even Tom and Jerry Karate Guard, that short about karate, is better than this. And that one has Tom's inside spilled out like souffle. Let's move on.
I can't talk about it anymore. It's giving me a headache.
Teen drama, edginess, and horror. Just what Scooby-Doo is all about. According to Mystery Inc., characters are fleshed out beyond your typical basic interpretation, which I really did. Monsters can actually be scary sometimes. Who would have thought? And this show can really be funny. It's just that the relationship mumbo jumbo wumbo is forced and unnecessary. I seriously, I don't want to know if Saggy and Velma will or won't, like Rachel and Ross. Gosh darn it. But some of the more edgier stuff can also feel out of place because, well, it's Scooby-Doo. You wouldn't expect any edgy stuff. But lo and behold, edginess in a Scooby-Doo show. Period. But for my money, I'd rather watch this and be cool Scooby-Doo rather than Velma.
What could possibly go wrong? Come on, Bugsy'll be right back. What could possibly go wrong?
Wait, wasn't this cancelled? How did you grow up with this? I hear some of you ask. YouTube. I stumbled upon this on YouTube as a kid, and so the pilot is about some helmet that does something. That something being able to live the user's dream or something. Look, I'm gonna keep this short. This pilot is awful. I don't know how they expected to have a full series with this. All the jokes are awful. The animation is pitifully low budget. And most of the characters are annoying. I say most because the only one I relate to is Arnold. Because he doesn't want to do with any of this. And neither do I. Taco Bell, what were you thinking?
Here is the star, it's bar, ba, ba, ba. Can introduce all of the other bar, ba, ba, ba. They got a lot of what is nicest. They can change their shapes and sizes very easily.
Well, there's Baba Papa, Baba Mama, Baba Zoo, Baba Lala, Baba Lib, and Baba Bo, Baba Bell, Baba Bright, and Baba Bravo. Did you miss that? Baba Papa, Baba Mama, Baba Zoo, Baba Lala, Baba Lib, Baba Bo, Baba Bell, Baba Bright, Baba Bravo.
So, this show revolves around a bunch of blobs living their life after one of them escaped from being a slave. It started a family. Are you sure the show wasn't made by Peter? This is pretty much the most usual kids show you can get, I guess. But there's this comfort that I find so endearing. Maybe it's because it's family. Maybe it's because the characters are wholesome. I'm not exactly sure, but it's cute and it brings a smile to my face. They are gonna see Barba a lot though. Plus they can shapeshift. Teletubbies and Barney eat your heart out. Wait a minute. Woody Woodpecker is Billy West, but he's also Wally Walrus. Buzzard is by Mark Hamill. Wait, and Maxie the Polar Bear is Rob Paulson? Wow, how? I actually never knew this. Usually there's two segments in this one. There's the Woody Woodpecker segment, and there's the Chili Willy segment. Sometimes the Woody Woodpecker would be replaced by Winnie Woodpecker. Sometimes that would be Knothead and Splinter, but the more common one would be Woody Woodpecker. Woody Woodpecker is either the cause of making everyone upset around him, or someone else is causing him to be upset, and then Woody decides to do his revenge thing. These are decent, though a little samey. Winnie's episodes are a little similar to Woody's, but girl. And they do at least try to give her a different personality to make it a little more different than Woody's. And then there's Knothead and Splinter, the nephews and niece of Woody, who gives Woody and anyone else a hard time, even though they are cute little burgers. And that's pretty much it for the Woody segment. The knothead and splinter stuff I couldn't really care less about, but yeah. But then there's Chili Willy. Let's just say he's gonna do anything for food or war. As a kid, after this show, I actually checked out the original shorts of Chili Willy, and they are decent. And the same thing can be said here, although I think they are a lot better. Still though, there is a reason why Chili Willy is overshadowed by Woody Woodpecker. Overall, it's one of the better Woody Woodpecker shows. At least it's better than the one on YouTube.
You're the king, you're the one, you're the best, Masupilami. In the jungle there's no rest, Masupilami. Up and down, all around, Masupilami. Now come and dance with me. Uba, uba, Masupilami. Uba, uba, Masupilami. Uba, uba, Masupilami. Uba, uba.
Hey, remember that Disney Marsupilami show that pretty much did such a bad job of representing Marsupilami that Disney lost the right to Marsupilami? This has nothing to do with that. This is Marsupilami from the 2000s. So, pretty much this was about Marsupilami going on adventures alone or with his family. And yeah, that's pretty much it. In the first season anyway, because in the second season, Marsupilami and his family befriend a human, which doesn't bother me too much seeing as how much humans were in the comics to begin with. But I don't know, man. I think I prefer the first season compared to the later seasons. Not that the humans bothered me too much or anything, but I just preferred when the show was all about Marsupilami. It gave a sense of wonder and journey. It was essentially a more tamer version of the Tasmanian, if you think about it. So yeah, the other seasons aren't bad, but I personally prefer the first season. Then I prefer this show over the Disney one. I love Mr. Bean. The live action that is. Don't get me wrong, an animated Mr. Bean has a whole lot of potential. Except, once you see what they did with an actual animated Mr. Bean, you realize that they missed that potential. First of all, they made Mr. Bean into an unlikable asshole who keeps mumbling and grumbling like a moron. But also the fact that the world around him seems bland. Like, we all know Mr. Bean is in London, right? But the world in this one just doesn't feel very London-like. It just feels like a generic hometown where most main characters are. Except in this one, everyone drives Toyotas. Nothing else. This show sucks. Stick with the live action one. Kirikou is not technically a cartoon as it is a movie, but I still wanted to talk about it. So, this is a movie about the adventures of a young little boy against a magic sorceress. What I like about this is the fact that the African theme is embedded in its DNA. It's not like if you can remove the African and have it still make sense. I also like that it's full of culture. That's really neat. and I know it's already popular, but I think even more people should watch and talk about it. So I suggest joining in on the adventures of Kirikou.
Me and you, over, around, and through. Trust me and you, so let's go, me and you. Hey, my name is Chuck, got the world at my wheels. Got a full tank for adventure, and a hard time standing still. So let's go, me and you, over, around, and through. Trust me and you, so let's go, me and you.
You're a waste of thought.
The Adventures of Chuck and Friends is a show about Chuck and his friends having fun. Yay! 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 It's harmless enough. But sometimes, some of the characters can really get annoying. I'll admit it's not as bad as I made it out in that SpongeBob Squiggly Pants review, but I still don't like it.
If I'm lying, I'm crying.
Mater's Tells Tales is essentially like a collection of what-if scenarios. But in the vein of what if Mater was a fire truck, for example. I love the Cars movies. Well, I love the first one, that is. I do not like the second one, and I haven't seen the third one. But with that being said, Mater is still funny in this one, and I'm glad. The writing is incredibly tight, and the different scenarios are really great. I will admit though, this isn't for everyone. I feel like this is exclusively for Cars fans, since Pixar and non-Cars fans aren't really gonna see much in this one. But if you are a Cars fans, then dig yourself in. Dr. Claus has a son now? Don't cheer for that. Oh hey look, it's the modern Inspector Gadget reboot that nobody talks about. And oh hey look, it's decent. Everyone is the same as before, but they've been expanded to benefit more for them. Minus the dog. I still don't know what his personality is. The son is pretty forgettable. This show can also be pretty funny. But other than that, if you like the classic one, then you will surely enjoy this new version. Okay, so this wasn't exactly the Owl's first appearance. Well, his first appearance was in a separate and older show called The Owl. It was pretty morbid, but in The Owl and Co., some of the animals that appeared in The Owl can now talk here. Why? Because they don't care about continuity. Aside from them talking, they're surprisingly the same as they were, just now that they can talk. Except for the owl, who can never take a break and always dies. No, seriously, he dies like in every single episode. It's kind of sad. I don't understand how he can still emote with his eyes after his entire body's been destroyed, but hey, cartoon logic. The misadventures the others go, however, are plain to the plain, bane to the bane. They are pretty much what you've seen before. With that said though, this is pretty much decent. What happens when you make Indiana Jones British and a detective instead of an archaeologist? You get Tintin. This show is pretty great, honestly. I love how accurate it is to the comics, and some of the liberties taken aren't too savvy either. No one is particularly annoying. The threats they face can actually be taken seriously. The mystery solving can actually really be intriguing, and the art style looks just like the comics. Overall, if you're a fan of mystery, adventure, stuff like that, I recommend this cartoon. Robocar Police is essentially what you get when you decided to add Transformers with stuff like ambulance, police, and firemen. They're no longer fighting the Decepticons, but now they're not even fighting, they're saving people's lives. In all honesty, this show is fine. My only problem is the fact that it's pretty much just kinda generic. Like, the car thing could have made this thing a lot more interesting, but they don't exactly take it to their advantage. And overall, it just feels kind of bare.
Summer days are breezy. We can take it easy at the dream house. At the dream house. Everything's fantastic when you're made of plastic at the dream house. At the dream house. Forever friends, forever sun, forever Ken, forever young. Hey, hey, life in the dream house. Oh yeah, life in the dream house. Life in the dream house.
Yay! 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 But in all seriousness, there's this level of campiness that I enjoy about this. The characters are really interesting and not just a one-trait personality canvas. The whole look of the show is actually really appealing to me. I think it might be because of the colors. Total eye candy. It can also be really funny. Yeah, Never expected that in a Barbie, huh? So, while you Barbie fans wait for the movie, I suggest revisiting this gem. Craig McCracken strikes again with another brilliant one. Wander over yonder. 2 goofy aliens go on silly adventures. That's pretty much it. While I like though is the fact that they took advantage of such a simple premise and turned it into such a delightful and funny show. The planets and aliens they visit are very well designed. They each stand out over the other. And the main villain might even be my favorite.
You think about all the things that you love to do. It all comes true. You find a place you never knew where you're happy to. Just be you. We can be who we wanna be. At Littlest Pet Shop, you and me. We can be who we wanna be. At Littlest Pet Shop, you and me.
Littlest Pets is a show about the tiniest pets going on silly misadventures. This show is pretty boring. I mean, they don't do much with the concept of it being tiny pets in a shop. Barely any of them have more than a single trait of personality. The animation is passable at best. And this show, whenever it tries to be, isn't really that funny. Not funny whatsoever. So yeah, unless you're a fan of the toys, I wouldn't really recommend it to everyone else. The Looney Tunes show takes a more sitcom-esque approach to Looney Tunes. I personally don't mind too much. The show also gave us the best version of Lola, squeaky, adorable, and nerd, so that's really cool. There are also these Merry Melodies section, which are all about sing-along songs. I personally never cared for them. But there are also these Roadrunner-esque segments, which is pretty much the Roadrunner cartoons, but now in 3D. They are decent, but nothing to gawk about. One of my biggest gripes is that I feel like we could have seen even more characters solidified. Weird term, but you get what I mean. But the characters here are already pretty great. So don't expect a masterpiece. Instead, expect something that will decently satisfy you.
We're tiny, we're toony, we're all a little loony. And in this cartoony, we're invading your TV. We're comic dispensers, we crack up all the censors. On Tiny Toon Adventures, get a dose of comedy. So here's at the acres, it's a whole wide world apart. Our home sweet home stands alone, a cartoon work of art.
The scripts were rejected, expect the unexpected.
On Tiny Toon Adventures, it's about to start.
They're furry, they're funny.
They're Baz and Buster Bunny. Montana Max has money. Elmira is a pain. He's hunting
And plucky.
Dizzy Devil yucky. Her balls are yucky. And Go-Go is insane. At Acme University, we earn our Toon degree. The teaching staff's been getting laughs since 1933. We're tiny, we're toony, we're all a little loony. It's Tiny Toon Adventures. Come and join the fun. And now our song is done.
Oh no, not younger versions of the Looney Tunes cast, I hear you say. Well, first of all, they're not the same. And second of all, this show is great. It's funny, looking back, I feel like this show was a lot edgier than Animaniacs. I mean, sure, it doesn't do the risque jokes of Animaniacs, but some of the jokes given to me was surprisingly shocking. They were funny, but I was kind of surprised. With that being said, this show is also filled with clever and witty writing, and the characters are extremely lovable, minus Elmeretta. As of writing this, there's a reboot coming out which keeps in spirit of the original, unlike the Animaniacs reboot, so I'm excited for that. But for now, we know why the OJ is still considered a classic to this very day. Better than the next show I'm gonna talk about.
Hey there everybody, it's a loonyful day to have a little fun the baby Looney Tunes way. There's lots to do at Granny's house, games to play and balls to pound. Let's jump and slide and holler, hooray! Sylvester, Bugs and Daffy, Taz and Lola too. Tweety's such a sweetie, now all we need is you. Hey there everybody, it's a loonyful day to play the baby Looney Tunes way.
Wait, how is Granny still old while the Looney Tunes are baby? You know what? Never mind. So, you know how nobody asked for a show where all the Looney Tunes cast were baby-fied except for the Granny? Well, here it is, filled with annoying babies, laziness that can be smelled through the roof, and an overall lack of effort. I don't like this show, but I will admit, this is pretty funny. It's also the only funny thing.
Little you're nothing but a I never want to play this game ever again. What?
Kick back, whip around and spin, and then we jump back to it again. Ninja, ninja, come on, to the weekend with. Ninja, ninja, come on, into the weekend with. Kick back, whip around and spin.
I know absolutely nothing about Lego Ninjago, so any Lego Ninjago fans, hang on to your hat. I might upset you a lot. Sensei Wu recruits 4 ninjas, including Kai, a young sword maker looking for his sister, and trains them for a specific task. They must find the 4 weapons of Spinjitzu before it's too late. Man, that was a hard word to pronounce. But pretty much ninja stuff. But with Lego. And honestly, I can see why people still like this. It's pretty much like comfort food. The ninja stuff are pretty engaging. The fights are surprisingly awesome. And yeah, overall, I liked myself with this, but I wouldn't say it's something I would actively go back to.
Who's got the power to lead? Who answers the call for friends in need?
Super wide,
He's the guy, he's
super wide.
Who's got the power to lead? Who looks into books for the answers we need?
Super wide,
And the super readers, we're gonna fly, come along. With the super readers, adventure waits when you're with Super Y. Super Y and the super readers, yeah. Super Y and the super readers.
adventure waits when you're with Super Y.
Yeah, Super Y.
For a kids show, this does a good job showing the kids through the world of imagination. I'd say it also introduces them to superheroes, kinda, with just the main protagonist only, but they still show the idea, which I think is really cool. Learning and stuff is made interesting, and overall, I'd say that this is a good show for your younger kids.
Heidi, Heidi, leeft toch hoog in de bergen. Heidi, Heidi, want hierboven voel jij je thuis. Donker, dennen, groene weiden vol zonneschijn. Heidi, Heidi, jij kan gelukkig zijn. Halaidi, 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 ai, ai, halaidi, ho. Heidi, Heidi, kom naar huis, kom hierboven weer terug.
Heidi. That name somehow rang some sort of bell when I first heard it. It wasn't long until memories of the show burst through my brain, and all that's left is a warm fuzziness of warm breeze from the show. Heidi is an anime based on a fictional novel of the same name. The show follows a young girl who lives alone with her granddad in the mountains after her aunt dropped her off to go for her job opportunity. Her aunt can't leave Heidi alone since she is her legal guardian after the tragic death of her parents. She also can't take her to work, so she had no choice but send Heidi to her closest relative, which was Heidi's grandfather. This show is underrated in my opinion, as this show has its most soothing and charming moments in the slice of life genre. Fun fact, the show was created by Hayao Miyazaki and Isao Takahata. Yeah, now I'm totally getting Studio Ghibli feels from this, which is pretty sweet. There's also a 3D one, much like in Garfield, but I'd rather stick with this one. Sorry. The Magical Princess of Gigi, another one of my childhood memories. I'm pretty sure most of you haven't heard of this show, so I'll cut to the chase. Basically, Gigi, or Momo as it was called, is the princess of dreams of the sky. She was sent to Earth because the people have lost their hopes and dreams, so it was up to her to fix that. She became the daughter of the childless couple who she casts a spell to make them her former parents. GD/Momo can use a variety of transformations of adult life, depicting either as a calf, a fire rescue, a horse rider, etc. and etc. The show has some nice moments and fun moments as well. The English dub is pretty weird though. I don't know why, but it just felt out of place. Overall, it may seem like a girl show on the surface, but deeper inside, there's a lot more to it that I think deserves a watch.
It is the 16th century. From all over Europe, great ships sail west to conquer the new world, the Americas. The men eager to seek their fortune, to find new adventures in new lands. They long to cross uncharted seas and discover unknown countries, to find secret gold on a mountain trail high in the Andes. They dream of following the path of the setting sun that leads to El Dorado and the mysterious cities of gold.
Children of the sun, see your time has just begun. Searching for your ways through adventures every day and night. With the condor in flight, with all your friends in tow, you search for the cities of gold. Wishing for the cities of gold. Someday we will find the cities of gold. Cities of gold. Cities of gold. Someday we will find the cities of gold.
In the mysterious city of gold, the adventures always have a mystery. In fact, imagine if Indiana Jones partnered up with Tintin and Ash from Pokemon to find the city of gold in terms of vibe. That pretty much sums up the anime. It's about a boy and his two friends in a voyage to a new unforgettable adventure to search of the cities of gold. It's pretty good and has some moments of suspense, mystery, and adventure. If you're looking for some sweet, exciting adventure, then by all means.
Rolling down the rabbit hole, where we going, no one knows. Music goes round every bend. Let's see where the tunnel ends.
Wabbit is the Looney Tunes show that came out after the Looney Tunes show. It's not bad, but it could have been better. Like how the early seasons only focused on bugs. As much as I like him, couldn't we also have seen the other tunes? The later seasons address this, but some still manage not to have an appearance, which blows. I like Squeaks and wish he appeared in more Looney Tunes stuff. The other new characters, however, I don't care too much about, mainly because they're so bland and forgettable. The art style I feel split down the middle. It looks more like a parody rather than an actual Looney Tunes show. The humor is also hit and miss. Overall, you can give this a pass. I'm never gonna get my sleeps back. But anyway, we're finally done. It's finally over. Yeah. Now, you might be wondering, what about Sonic Undergrounds? I covered it in the Sonic Prime video already. But what about Batman TAS? I also covered it in the Batman Cartoons video. With that being said, I'm tired. Hello. Bye. I can't even do this right. Bye. And see you later, suckers.